Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. My name is Dusk. I am your very own Plague Nurse VTuber. Today we are ranking more Pokemon. We're continuing with our tier list series. This time we're doing Gen 2 Pokemon Johto. That's about as far as I can get with that one. I don't know it like I know the first song or the Orange Island song. Hi Gatsy! Also today has been scuffed already. Literally right before I started stream, my mic stand decided, hey, you know what's cool? Let me fall apart. One part of it came off, like the part that like you can latch it onto the desk. And then it became loose, and then it just fell off, and so I'm like holding it up by one hand. Like I helped my friend put this in with me because I have never installed them before. And he's like, you hold this and I do this. I had to do both. But it's okay. It's on tight, and I hopefully you don't hear a crash onto the keyboard if it falls. Thankfully, my friend who's more techie is coming over this weekend to help me with some PC stuff, because I can figure things out and it seems simple. I have a capture card I'm gonna have installed in, so I can play Switch games sometime for streams, and actually do Pokemon on stream. But even though the instructions seem super easy, I just want to make sure my tech friend's there to double check everything. Make sure everything's on the up and up. Well, that's good, yeah. But yeah, it's time for Gen 2. This is gonna be a challenge tier list for me. You know why? Because I want to put everything in S. Gen 2 Johto series was my favorite. Is my favorite gen. Pokemon Gold was my very first Pokemon game. It was the first one I owned. I didn't own Yellow, Red, Blue, or whatever I want to say. Why do I always want to say Green? Green didn't come, like Leaf Green came out later, but I didn't have those because I didn't have like a Game Boy Color until later on, or a Game Boy for that part. So yeah, I'm excited. So let's go ahead and hop over to the tier list. There it is. Aha, let me get that lo-fi on. It's gonna be the same lo-fi track from last time because I know it's I know it's Twitch safe. Mind any little scuff. Let me know if the music gets too loud at all. Try to keep it semi-lowish. Because like, so you can hear it a little bit, but if an ad pops up, cause it shouldn't, cause I use, what is it? Opera. But we'll see, we don't know, YouTube's been fighting that. But yeah, let's go ahead and start. So, very first, oh yeah, also centric kind of, I don't know why, I got all of these images from Pokemon's like main site, but Centrit for some reason just wants to hop off of the page, which is fitting. But anyway, first off we have number 152, because we're starting after the original 151. We got Chikorita, one of the starters. I'm gonna be honest, I love all the starters from this gen. They're some of my favorites. Chikorita I use the least though, I'm gonna be honest. Not because it's grass type, like that trope. I actually liked Meganium, Bayleaf, and all of them. It's just it wasn't my favorites of this one. Later on is when the grass starters start to get more S rank for me. But Chikorita gets a good solid A tier. Then next up we got Bayleaf. About the same thing. No S? You wanted the S? Hey, always show where you would rank them. I want to know where everyone would put the ranks. They are cute, but it's not an S. S is special. Otherwise, like I said, everything would be an S for this gen. Bayleaf, also A tier. Pretty much all the starters are going to be in between A and S. And then we have the final evolution, Meganium. I'm gonna probably pronounce some of these wrong. it's always interesting because you play the game and you don't know the like way to say them proper, so you have a guess on how you say it. You pronounce it that way for so long, and then someone comes around and says, "No, that's not how you say it," and it's like, "What? What do you mean it's not this?" Right? Yeah. So that'll probably happen. It's like the same with playing Final Fantasy 14. What is it? Limsa Lomensa. My friend says, I don't know how they say it. They said it different. Like Ulda, some say Ulda. There's like it's funny. What in the world is that emote? That is cute. Hello, your wish granted. Welcome in. We're doing the Gen 2 tier list. We're going to be going through all the gens. The audacity. Meganium's getting a rank. Again, I want to put them all into S because Gen 2 is best gen for me. You Meganium. Hi, Curious One. Oh, it's okay. I'm sorry, Curious One. That was your emote. Cat and you have the same green color, so I looked over really, really quick and it threw me off. Oh, it's really cute. I like it. We doing looks or useful ability? I'm basing them on looks and usefulness according to me, not necessarily like legit competitive, because that I'm more of a casual player. So what was good for my team? I like speedy bonds, but in Gen 2 my speed kind of team changed, as you'll see very soon. The shoulder kind of gives away one of them. My best boy on my shoulder. Next up we have Cyndaquil. I don't know why I always wanted to call this thing NyQuil. I don't know what everyone does. I'm gonna base everyone off of looks. That's fine. Like I said, it's always interesting seeing tier lists and different ways people like rank them and why. Funny enough, my first start in silver version was a Cyndaquil. I feel like an ARB. Well, you guessed right for me. It's actually, I might throw Cyndaquil into an S. I do really you know what? I do really like I do, but they're not. It's gonna be lower down when we get to the line that I love. Totodile, yeah, I can't talk about that yet till I get there because I have a bias. Next up we have Quilava. Again, the whole Typhlosion line, love them. I used all the starters. I have played Gold. I played that game so many times. I had like, I say so many, but from when I had it, I had like played it 10 different times, maybe more. I constantly was playing it because it was like the only Pokemon game I had for the longest time. See, no bias, no. I wanted to play Heart Gold or Soul Silver. I didn't get to. I played Gold, and then I had a friend let me Crystal, and eventually gave me Crystal. That's the only ones I played, but I played Gold more than Crystal. Even though I loved that you could be a female trainer in Crystal, and then the moving sprites were really cute. I just played the crud out of Gold. I think it wasn't until, what was the next Pokemon game? I'm not saying off games because I did have Stadium and stuff, and I played Coliseum. I don't think I owned a Pokemon game until X came out, to be honest. I didn't have the consoles for them for the longest time. I wanted to. Yeah, couldn't. But video games are a super luxury. They're still a luxury, but they were an extra luxury for me. So, like, for me, getting a game was once in a blue moon. So, that's how far off it was. So, I had X. Then I had, like, you know, the Alpha Sapphire. I got the remake of Pearl. I got, Moon, Shield, and I have Violet, and then I have, uh-oh, what is it? What is it called? Why can't I think of the name right now? Arceus. Yeah. I really, really, really hope there's gonna be a remake for, Black and White. Because those are the ones I'm most interested of. When I saw, like, the Pokemon from that, isn't it Xerneas, I think it was? I like them. I like the design. Reshiram and, yeah. They give you a DSR, they're like, yeah, it's just, I really want to play Black and White. Those are the ones that appealed to me first, most, because, what was that series that came out with a really, really cool animation for Pokemon? They did a animated series, I think it was Generations, that was based on the video games. They even had like an episode with Looker, yeah. And let me say, when I saw Drayden, Daddy, I might have, yeah, Drayden is I like Drayden. I wanna play the gen he's from. It's like before that I was like, oh, I like Cynthia, I like Sabrina, Faulkner was cool. When I was like younger I liked Steven Stone, but then I saw Drayden. Now that, you know, I'm an adult and I'm like, the beard's a little weird, not gonna lie, but buff Drayden in that series. I mean, it's between, oh no, see now it's Drayden, and then the other top for me is Rika, so it's between both of Rika and Drayden are the, yeah. Rika kind of won my heart when playing Violet, and that swag. The outfit, that classy outfit, and that spin and everything, I'm like, okay. Get them both to sandwich me. Because this is a Pokemon stream, I want to be a little more wholesome. But they can come to a picnic and we make sandwich there. How about that? Anyway, yes. Typhlosion as well. Let me pull the image up just so we have bigger images. Typhlosion's awesome. The evolution that comes later is so dopey, but I still love it. Even though I know a lot of people were upset at it, I thought it was kind of cute. Also, the typing was cool. Wording, yeah. Well, S tier. Alright, it's bias time. Totodile! I love my favorite starter of all time right here. Totodile. It's adorable, it's great, super useful. I'll explain why later more with Feraligatr, but also in the anime series I loved how he sounded like Donald Duck. The way he says Totodile, I would imitate it, but I can't do Donald Duck for the life of me. I just, it is such cute. It just hops around on the one leg saying Totodile all the time, chomps on everything. I love all the art they have of a Totodile with uh-oh. Why is it gonna escape me? Of course, when I'm trying to think of other gens, my mind's gonna go Fuecoco. Totodile and Fuecoco chomping on everything together as little best buds. I love them so much. But yes, best starter, this is front. This will probably stay front. The whole line. Next up we have Crokinole. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't a fan of Crocodile's look as much as like Feraligatr and Totodile. It went and became chonker with like a caveman outfit. But I still love my Feraligatr line. Still good. Teenage years just wasn't so kind to Feraligatr. I will put this one a little lower just for the design, but it's still S. It's still S. Also, again, for those just joining in, Sentret, I don't know what happened to Sentret. I got them all from the same site, and then Sentret decided to leap off the page. Usually second stages are that transition between designs, which is the point. Yeah. Some, they'll come off really cool. Like, last gen we did, I was saying how much I really love War Turtle's design, and I loved Charmeleon more than Charizard. Next up, we have the king. We have Feraligatr. I basically sometimes would have teams, and Feraligatr was the only one I would use, I'm not gonna lie. I got experience share and that was it. They all leveled up and I sometimes would swap them in, but always the front one to go. The Slappy Boy, yeah, this thing knew I had it on Nut Crunch, Earthquake, Ice Punch, like Surf, sometimes Hydro Pump, depended, I would swap it around. It was just so good. I live in an area where gators are home. Same, actually. So, fitting. I wish they were as cool as Feraligatr, though. S. Love Feraligatr. Totodile still gets first, though, because, you know, it's cute. Let me allow this. But the real big ones here, the catfish. I don't know if there's catfish where I am, but there's definitely massive gators. I think someone found like a big, like, no, was it a 6-footer? It was bigger than that. I'll say this, because I don't want to give out too much location for myself, but I'll say this. I am in the south. How about that? I am in the south. Yeah, same, yeah. So yeah, I feel you on the gators. I have yet to see one cross the road, though. I hear that can happen. Next up, we have Sentret. Sentret was always cute, but here we have the Zubat of the starter era. The Zubat thing is going to be a running joke, I feel. It just, you know, it comes with Pokemon. I would use Sentret, but I would end up replacing them, even though I think they were cute. It really wasn't that useful. I don't think it would be E and F. I'll give it a D tier. It's still, like, crunched off. It doesn't fit like the other. Thing is, I really do love these two designs coming up. Was an amazing HM user. That is true. There was few normal types I would keep on my team. Unfortunately, I think there's not many normal types I would keep. Sometimes. It varied. The normal types could be very useful because there was a lot of times it's like, oh crap, normal type. Do I have a thing on me to use against them? Right, do I have my fighting moves? They were great for when you need to explore places. Yeah, that is true. And then, of course, talking about them, we have Furet, and then we have, why am I blanking on the name right now? It's Sentret and Furet. This is Furet. I just said it. I knew I was gonna do this sometime. I'm like, oh, as I was getting them all together, I was saying their names. I'm like, yeah, I remember all these. And as soon as I stream, what was it again? Long scarf is long. This is true. Furet is adorable. I will say, from like starting locations, these are some of my favorite designs. Because sometimes you get some meh, oh, they're okay, kind of cute Pokemon, but these were cool looking. Longscarf would put one in lap. I would too. I mean, if this was a cuddle tier list, this would be high up. This would be S if it was a cuddle tier list. I will put it higher than Sentret. I will put this one in C because it is more useful. It was fast. It was fast. The slash was nice early on. Next up, Hoot. I love Hoot. S. This was on my team. Noctowl and Hoot were on my team a lot. These were the flying type I would use when I played Gen 2. And I just love the whole clock design. I love owls. Owls are one of my favorite birds along with like ravens and crows. But yeah, I love Hoot. It's adorable. S. Same with Noctowl. Also love the design. I had a shiny one when I played, and that was such a treat because it's like in the older gens, finding a shiny was just difficult. I don't remember, were there shinies in the very first gens? Or just in second? Were second when it was introduced? Because I know we had the Lake of Rage Charizard, not Charizard, a Gyarados by default. So just like Ash did. Yeah, I did find a shiny one. And also in my first playthrough of the game, I always remember it sparkled and I didn't understand why till later because I couldn't tell. It wasn't for that sparkle. I would have no clue. I found a shiny Apom. But yeah. S. I like Noctowl. Was useful. Used in team a lot. Second gen was when it was available, hence why Gyarados was... okay. I had a feeling, but wasn't quite sure. Next up, we have Ladybug. Ladybug is cute. I did not really use, again, bug types were hit or miss for me. I would use some, and I like the design of a lot of them. I just didn't use them as much. They all had that, not all, but most had that disadvantage of evolving fast, so they fell off pretty easy, and the weakness, you know, fire, got them. You got them with, you could get them with psychic, some of them, you could get them with flying, of course. So, I would say it's cute. I'll put it lower than Sinnoh. It's funny how it's doing that. Next up, we have Ladian. Or Ledian. I'm not quite sure how different people would say this, but I say Ladian because I think Ladybug. Ladian, no, I'm saying Ladybug, is cute. The punches were really good. I think it's better than Ladybug. But again, it didn't stay. I did have it on my team like maybe once or twice, but not very often. It'll be up here with Furet. Next up we have Spinnerack. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a spider girly. It's adorable for a spooter, but I don't like spiders. Along with the gators, there'd be mutated spiders here, I swear, and I don't like them. Finding them on the wall at 3 a.m. is like, nope, you out of the house. Actually, no, I just go out of the house. They can have the house. I leave. I have been exiled from my room a couple times due to giant spiders and have slept on the couch because no. I tend to just pick them up. Oh gosh, I can't. You're braver than me. I can't. I'm scared of them. They're like little jumping spiders, I don't mind, or like daddy long legs are fine. But the bigger wolfy like spiders, I'm like, I realize that they're more scared of me than I am them. Yeah, I know this, but it doesn't stop them from running straight up for me when they're scared. So if they can go outside, I'd be glad, but sometimes I can't get them out there. So I get exiled from my room till they leave. Too many webs on your cars, oh no. Walking through a web is the worst. But yeah, I didn't use Spinnerack very much. So for me, I'm sorry to Spinnerack lovers, it's an E. But it's not F because it's not terrible. It's not like completely useless or anything like that. I don't feel like many are gonna be an F, if at all any. Well, there's a couple I might put an F. I appreciate the art and architecture, but I need to try. Yeah, again, I love that you have the Minerva emote. Fun enough, I found out about her from Final Fantasy 14, because I play that quite often. They were doing art in one of the like the cities or something. Yeah, I actually got drawn. My character got drawn by her or sketched, because I was one of the fortunate ones to be able to get in line or whatever in time. So yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I got done in Faces of Eorzea once. I was so happy. It was fun. I like her streams. Next up we have Ariados. I got one as well during an art party. That's cool. Art parties are so fun on 14. I like to go to those. I sometimes go to the clubs, I'm not gonna lie. I just like going, not the sussy ones, mind you. Though some of them probably have sussy stuff going on, I just don't want to know about it. I just go and like chill. But I like the art parties. I went to a giant aura party that was like all aura were there. Like others could come, but it was just for auras, and it was a lot of fun. You were friends with an owner? Yeah, a lot of them are. A lot of them are really cool. I'm actually friends with a club co-owner. I was friends with a club owner. I worked at one. I actually worked at one, as I was a dancer at one. Yeah. Unless it's Balmung. Though I will say my favorite activity is to just go and people watch at Balmung. Crystal Data Center, man. It's a whole atmosphere. Crystal is a delight. It is. It's my home data center. I'm in the Mateus server, which is basically Balmung Light, they call it, because that was like the next one everyone went to. Oh, you and Mateus as well? Hey, maybe we could do 14 together sometime. I'd be down. I need to get back into it. I'm gonna be honest, I was super lazy with the tome gear this year. Alright, Ariados, better than Spinnerack, but I don't like wasps either. It's funny that spider becomes wasp. or hornet or whatever. I need an omni crafting target. I need to throw clothing at people. Man, I still need to get on my crafters level. I was lazy. I got a lot of them to 90, but not all of them. I would say Ariados, I didn't use for a bit. Again, it's kind of the same thing, but this one I say would go to C. So there's that. Next up, we have Crobat. I like Crobat. I used Crobat a lot. Wing attack was pretty strong. I had this on my team a few times to the end. Design-wise, it's cool. It's not my favorite look, but it's definitely not low. I'm gonna say C because I think Fearit's a bit cuter than it. Let's put it there. Crobat was an MVP of mine in Diamond. That's cool. Yeah, I've used Crobat a couple times. Like, she carried. Ooh. Next up, we have Shinshao. Oh, is it Chinook or Chinook? It's Chinook. Chinook, not Shinshao. Chinook. I've used this a lot. I used Lantern for a water type before in my team. I like that it has, like, the lightning skills as well. I like... Yeah. Oh, it is Shinshao. Okay. I do think this should be higher because I did use it in my team. Look-wise, it's... but I don't want to put it in C. Because of how useful it was, I'm going to put it in B. But then with Lantern, this gets an A. Again, look-wise, it's not super amazing, but I like the whole anglerfish thing. And it was super good on my team. So Lantern up here with the Meganium line. I'm trying to, like, remember the nicknames I gave things. That's the hardest part. It's like water type. I always end up calling them like Hydro. They all end up just being called that. I think my Typhlosion was just Blaze. I know, I'm so inventive. It wasn't until like, what was it? When oh no. What's the other one that's an owl? I'm going to Decidueye. When Decidueye came out, I named it Robin Hoot. I loved my Robin Hood. It was great. I love that. But we're not on that gen yet, so... Next up, we have Pichu. We got the baby Pokemons coming in. Pichu is adorable, but I'm gonna be honest, I did not care for the baby Pokemon super much. I think this one was the one of the few I forgave the most. But, cute, but it's D. It might be lower, actually. Usefulness, I'm gonna put it in E. The baby line was kinda eh. And next up, again, we're on the baby line. We have Cleffa. F. You see where this is going. Igglybuff. F and definitely lower than Cleffa. I don't like how it looks. But then, you know, we get the real baby, the true baby, Togepi. I remember when this thing came out in the Pokemon movie, seeing this. Didn't we see this early too, like, before? Yeah, no, wasn't this in the Mewtwo, like, movie too, or something like that? Like, it came out way before, I think. Because it was the daycare episode. That came out on with Mewtwo, right? The Mewtwo movie. If I remember. The Togepi, yeah, it did. That's right. The Pikachu's, like, little getaway up thingy. Or was that Pokemon 2000? Man, it's been a while. I'm trying to remember what the little cartoons before then were. No, because the Pokemon 2000 little episode before was, I think, about the little Pichus, and it had, like, Houndoom in it. Yeah, no, this has to be... Now I'm gonna... My memory is not gonna... I need to go back and watch those movies. But Togepi, usefulness, because there was no fairy types yet. It was just normal. So during Gen 2, it wasn't super useful, but I know later on, so I'm going to try to take that into consideration, is later on some of them become more useful. So I don't want to just base, even though we're doing Gen 2, I don't want to base the Pokemon because they don't come up later in the other gen as a new Pokemon, so they won't be on the later list. I'll give it a D, but I like Togepi. Togepi's cute. And then we have Togetic. I like Togetic, or some say Togetic, but it's I think it's Togetic is the right way to say it. Again, same thing. But the fairy typings make thing. I like them for the metronome battles that I usually do. Next up, right. I take it back what I said about Togetic. Yeah, okay. Togetic. Okay, it isn't. Natu. I take back what I said about Hoot. Hoo-Hoo and Noctowl were one of my favorite birds, but they, I forgot. They kind of did get replaced eventually. Like, I would go between Noctowl and the Xatu Natu. I love them. This is S. Yeah. Kind of like the hieroglyphic looking birds. I love the Natu and the Xatu. I do think they're a little bit cooler looking than Hoot and Noctowl, not gonna lie. I use them on my team quite often. In fact, they knew Psychic also was a plus because that was, you know, that's my favorite typing. So Xatu, Natu, definitely S tier. Why did I forget? I put Crocodile here. Gotta go lower with look-wise. There we go. Then, next up, this is a lineup right now. Mareep, more Pokemon I had on my team. Ampharos line, used a lot. Actually, used Ampharos a lot in other gens too when it was available. Because it's one of my favorite lightning Pokemon. Mareep's adorable. The wool, like the effect, like status effects it could cause too, I think that because if you hit it, it could paralyze you, like kind of like how Pikachu worked sometimes. One of my best friends has an entire family of authors based on Mareep. Or Anthros. Okay. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, Mareep's adorable. I love this entire line of Pokemon. Me too. I also remember the episode too with, had one of my favorite gym leaders that used Ampharos, Jasmine. Jasmine was one of my favorite gym leaders in Gen 2, along with Faulkner. So yeah. S. As you see, S is going to be very crowded this time. Yes, Jasmine. Yeah, Jasmine was adorable. I liked her design. She was cool. Next up, we have Flaffy. I like Flaffy. Again, this is going to be S, but a little lower than Mareep. The wool kind of, the transition, like you said, period, to the other look, the evolution. It just looks like it's been half shaven, but still cute. And then lastly, Ampharos. I love this design. Later, you know, they get the mega evolutions and stuff, which is really cool looking. Also, S tier. Always was on my team. I would actually put this up next to Feraligatr. Love Ampharos. Fabulous, yeah. The scarf it gets. Next up we have Blossom. Also, when I was putting the list together, I was like, wait, where's the pre-evolution or the evolution to some Pokemons? And I'm like, oh, right. Because Gen 1, they were already there, or some of the evolutions don't come till later. So it threw me off a couple times. I'm like, wait, where's the evolution? Isn't it in this one? I thought it was in this one. No, it's not. Like, I'll give an example when we get to that one. But Blossom. I always kept trying to use this because I liked the design. It's okay. Like, when I was younger, I was all about this design. But now I'm like, meh. I remember when it was in the little cartoon. Little hula dance it did. It's cute. I give it a B. It's better than Shenxiao's look, but eh. Next up, we have Meryl. Also, if everyone remembers the first movie, again, the little episode before it, the Pikachu's Day Out or whatever, not Day Out, the camp or whatever one. Remember when we used to think this thing was called Peekaboo? Who remembers that name? I remember when Burger King had the toys for the movie, and they had the little trading cards. I have them still. They had those trading cards with the movie scenes on them, and on the back talking about it, it even says Peekaboo. It still said that was the name, and in the movie it said Peekaboo. And then later it became Meryl. But yeah, Meryl's cute. Yeah, I didn't really use it much. There's pure water this gen. Later, you know, they got the fairy typing, I think, of Azumarill. But, I'll give it a B. Wasn't terrible. Didn't really use it much. And then, of course, we have Azumarill, which is just Chungus, water Chungus. Also B. Friend-shaped, yep. Just like Chungus. Next up, we have Sudowoodo, or Sudowoodo. Yeah, saying that is a tongue twister for me. I remember when I first ran into this thing, it freaked me out. But, like, being able to capture it, I was always stressed out because I think it was only the one, right? It was only one you could run into. Such a good kind of goofy. It was. I used it on my team a little bit. It didn't stick around long because, again, with the rock types being slow, I didn't really keeping them. Also can relate to this shape. Really? But, yeah. Design-wise, it's not terrible. I mean, it lives to what its name is, the fake tree. I'll give Sudowoodo B. I'm just a lean goober that poses. Gotta show off the pose game. It sounds great. Sounds fun. Then we have Politoed. I didn't think this was this gen, I'm not gonna lie. I saw this, I'm like, isn't this a later gen? But when I looked it up, it's like, no, this is Gen 2. But for the life of me, I couldn't remember this being in Gen 2. One of the kings of weather back in Gen 5. But, yeah, this is apparently Gen 2 Pokemon. I mustn't have used it much because for the life of me, I'm like, this is a later gen. Yep. So, it's cute. It is Froggo. I like Froggo. I can't talk on usefulness and stuff because, like I said, I barely use it. It's probably because of what it took to evolve it, or because back then I didn't really have a lot of guides. I don't know if I even finished my decks because I didn't really have people to trade with back then. So this completely went under the radar for me till later gens. I have actual Froge. Yeah, Politoed is Gen 2 because they are not frog-like enough. I will give Politoed a B because, again, I don't think it's gonna be useless, and it's cute, but I don't really know much about it. Next up we have Hoppit. I didn't really care for this line. This whole line, it was there, it was fast, but it was just kind of there for me. So, rawr! Hello Hezekiah, welcome in. We're ranking Gen 2 Pokemon. I give Hoppit an E. It's just, why is Spinarak ahead of Pichu? Hold up, cuteness, it has to be this way. Same with like Skiploom. They're all gonna be going here. Jumpluff I might put one higher for the usefulness, but it was more of the spore Pokemon. No audio because work, but have fun. Alright, hope you have a nice day at work. I should type just in case. I don't know if he heard because of the audio. I will give Jumpluff a C. It's a little bit better. Also, let me know where my favorite Pokemon Weeping Bill winds up. Oh, that was last gen. I'll have to go check through my footage to do that. Let me type. Alright. Next up, we have Apom. Again, I found this shiny the first time. I used Apom for a little bit just for the fact it was shiny because I was like, this is cool. But again, I never stick with normal types super long. So, design-wise though, it's cute. I give it a C though. Put it here. And then we got Sunkern. Again, we got more flower types I didn't really like the design super much of. I'm going to say this one is... Actually, might put this one in F, to be honest. And then Sunflora can have... Though it's more friend-like. I just... It's D. It's not, like, as good as the Jumpluff to me. My weird rating system. Then we have Yanma. I think it's Yanma. Yeah, Yanma. And then it becomes Yanmega. This thing was fast. I knew a lot of friends that used this one. I didn't keep with it long. I used it a lot more than the other bugs, for sure. Except for maybe, like, Heracross, and then there was Scizor, but again, I didn't have people to trade with, so I never had some of the Pokemon I would have liked to have been able to use. I will give Yanma a B, because I did find it some useful. And then next up we have Wooper. That was super cute. And the Quagsire line. Everyone loves what became in the new gen though, with Clodsire. But Wooper, I liked Wooper. I used it a bit. Didn't really care for Quagsire as much. But I'll give Wooper a C. It's cute. I find it adorable. Quagsire on the other side, it is dopey, and I like them. But again, I didn't use them really much. It was okay. A C. It is friend. Next up, Espeon. This is my favorite evolution. Espeon is my favorite. This is an S tier. I always had it on my team, and I do remember the name. I do remember the name I gave it. I always named it Ghost. And I will say why when we get to the next one. But this is an S easily. I always tried to have Espeon on my team. This can go up before Ampharos, next to Feraligatr. But the reason it had this name, because here with Umbreon, which is next, I named Phantom. And in Pokemon Coliseum, that's what I named them. Because teenage me wanted to be edgy and thought those were like some rad names. You had the Phantom Dark type and then the Ghost Psychic type. Name-wise, I don't know. But yeah, those are what I named them. I just stuck with it because it was like the first thing. Espeon God. Yeah, I love Espeon's design. I have a plushie. The amount of anthos these two. I love their design. Umbreon Austin's gonna get an S. I used Umbreon, but it's not as great as Espeon or Ampharos. So I move it a little lower because Espeon was my favorite of them. Gen 2 really solidified the evolution. They did. I really, really, really hope we get some more for the other like typings. I want my Dragon Eevee and like Ghost Eevee. I've seen some really cool fan art designs of them, and it's like I really want some of those. I would be so excited for those. Next up we have Murkrow, who I thought evolved in this gen, but does not. It is standalone in this gen. I'm like, went to the next one, I'm like, where's the evolution? And it's like, oh, it's not. Okay. I like I always would try to use Murkrow, but the fact it didn't evolve in this gen kind of hurt it for me in usefulness, but I love its design. Honchkrow is the fourth, yeah. But Murkrow is one of my favorite design-wise. Not gonna lie. I like crows. I think it's cool. That alone, I'm putting it... I don't know if I can give it an A, though. Well, it was kind of useful. I'm putting it an A. I don't care. I like its design. It is my tier list. I am putting it in A's. Dusk, I got it. Because big hat. What do you got? Murkrow, Plague Doctor, exactly. I mean, it is like, girl, I would love a Plague Doctor Pokemon, not gonna lie, or an evolution for Honchkrow and Murkrow, because, like, the Plague Doctors had hats. If you just, like, later on, like, do this, like, weird, maybe a ghost typing to it in another evolution and give it, like, a weird plague mask over its, like, beak, like an embroidered thing, it would be sick. I have no idea what Streamlabs did to you, but okay. You know, it's funny. Earlier, it asked me permission to allow what you said, and I said okay, and it let you. And it's like, yeah, it's dumb. Yeah, I make a note. I keep saying turn it off, and I never sit and do it. It does a warning something. I don't understand it. It's like it's like as a streamer, you need some kind of protection because, you know, there are people out there that like to do stupid things, but at the same time, it's like all the moderation systems want to go overboard. It has to do with something else? Oh, okay. Weird. I allow, and it's like me, the streamer, hi, I allow it. It should always allow me or a mod to approve things. I feel like that should be always the case, but you know, like, have it set up so it will block things automatically, but it'll be they can still grant permission or something. There's probably something like that, and I don't know. Hey, just know I give you permission. It's Streamlabs, it's mean. Man, like, us old folk, it's not nice. And also, curious one, I'll admit it, same. Next up we have Slowking. I like Slowking's design, and I liked him in the Pokemon movie 2000. Slowking was great, because I like the Slowpoke line. I didn't get to use him super much. I used him a couple times. He was pretty beefy. I'll give him an A. I like Slowking. Plus Pokemon card of his busted. Ooh, you played the Pokemon trading card game? I was the collector. I tried playing it a couple times and made like my own deck. I made a deck called Steam when I was like 16. I was like, cool, I want a fire water deck and call it the Steam deck. I like the idea of combining two typings that were opposite. The promotional cue card. I did too. Wait, was it the ancient one? Yeah. Yes, same. I had the Pokemon Mew cards. I accidentally sold it when I was younger because I had no idea I should have saved that up till now, but you know, hindsight, isn't it great? I had a friend try to convince me because I wanted to get something, or like, I have someone to buy your cards, I sold mine, they'll be good and they give you good money, and then I did it, and then I was like, later on I'm like, I had a Charizard in there and stuff. You traded for a Dark Slowbro, I think. Man, I still have some Rocket cards. That's what Pokemon stick now because they have their revive. Yeah. And then next up we have Misdreavus, which I also thought evolved in this gen, but does not. I used Misdreavus a lot. I liked Misdreavus. Or Misdreavus. Misdreavus gets an S. I do like the Misdreavus line, even if not all of it is in this gen. Look-wise, I will put it here. I do like the Misdreavus. Good ghost Pokemon. Next up, we have the Unknown. The Unknown were a cool concept, but I'm not gonna be honest, I don't really care for them as a Pokemon. It's just, we got the alphabet, guys. Like, I think it was cool for like a puzzle thing, but it was like, it's weird. They're just an ad for hidden power, right? That is all they were for. And like, which letter does what super effectiveness? I'm gonna be honest. F. It just meh. I like using them spell. I like the sliding puzzles and stuff you did, and they're neat, but not every Pokemon is be useful. This is true. I mean, it is a show too, but they can't just add something to the anime and the books and not have it in like the games. Thank you for the raid, Lotto, Rowlet, Solos, or something. Rowlet is one of my favorite starters, but is not this gen. Hi Dusk, hi Vado, let me give you a shout out. Thank you for the raid. Go give Vado some love. Vado's awesome. I caught a couple, you know, your Fortnite stream was fun. How are you? Next up we have Wobbuffet. I just always associate Team Rocket now. The Fortnite stream, yes. Wobbuffet was interesting. The fact that Wobbuffet female has lipstick was a funny thing that they added. I used Wobbuffet a little bit. Didn't care for it super much. Look-wise, it's kind of derpy, but I don't hate Wobbuffet. Let's see. Let's stick it next to Quagsire. I feel like those two kind of... For some reason, those two, I feel look kind of alike. I don't know why. Those two are friends. Next up, we have Girafarig. This thing was always weird looking to me. I used it for a little bit. It was somewhat useful. Wasn't terrible. I don't really care for the design super much. I like its evolutionary design. It became like an astronaut, kind of with the way the tail with the helmet thing. But Girafarig, I did use it to stomp the psychics. It was not bad. But like I said, don't really care for it look-wise. I'm gonna give it a C. I feel like Apom shouldn't be quite that low. Next up we have Pineco, I think is how I said it right. The way to describe the giraffe one is a H-back. But Pineco and Fortress. Fortress is a whole different beast. Pineco, I didn't really like it design-wise. Didn't use it much, so in terms of usefulness, and for those just joining in, this is my opinions. They might not be great competitive opinions because I'm a casual player. So if you're looking for like really smart tier listing, that is probably not me. I'm going by looks, what I used, what I like to use, and usefulness to how I play the game. If you guys have a different type of ranking for these, let me know. I want to know what you think. It's always interesting to see where people would place them, because where you might not like a Pokemon, someone else loves it. She's going by the aesthetic, guys. That's the only way. I mean, somewhat. That's like the top way, but I'm also going by what's in my team. And hello, Zemi. We're soft-braining. Create the worst opinion possible. Go ahead, Baldo. I'm ready for it. How are you, Zemi? Good to see you. Pineapple is enough. I really don't like. It's probably more useful than all of these, though. I'm gonna say that much. But Fortress, I hated fighting this thing. I might lurk here and there. I let too much pile up. Why is Toga PC? It's cute. I just didn't use it much, so for usefulness, it wasn't useful for me. But it is adorable. That's why it's not down here with the other baby Pokemon right now. S tier goes my boy Totodile and Espeon and Feraligatr. Fortress was obnoxious to fight in the Pokemon League. I remember I hated facing this thing. I didn't like using it so much because it wasn't my type of playstyle. Design-wise, I don't really like it, but it is strong, and unfortunately, I have to give it at least a B, because this thing was irritating. I don't have enough experience to say a bad Pokemon opinion, but I can tell you ugly Pokemon equal bad. I mean, that's fair. Hey, Zemi's all about them Pokemon contests. That's all about, like, beauty and cuteness and all that style rankings. I wouldn't mind a Pokemon game that is pure contest based. That would be neat. Again, I want the Orange Islands as well. That would, the things they could make. I love the beauty contests. They're fun. When I finally got to try one of those in one of the remakes, I really enjoyed them. Next up, we have Dunsparce, who've finally gotten evolutions with Dunsparce. I heard could be good. I had no idea how to make it good. I did not like this Pokemon. It's all about beauty. No, IRL, everyone has S+. I agree. Unless they're mean. Agreed. I don't like Dunsparce. I'm sorry to anyone that likes Dunsparce. It's weird. Next up we have, let me check on this, like, thing I'm playing. Alright, making sure my lo-fi is still going at the right place. Next up we have Gligar. I love Gligar. This like Crobat. I would use Gligar like Crobat, so it would be either one or the other. If Sneasel doesn't get the rank I want, I'm throwing hands, Dusk. Alright, I'll hopefully give it the rank you want. We'll see, I guess. I will tell you this, it's not going to be a low rank. I do like Sneasel, but we'll get there when we get there. We're on Gligar right now. I believe Stunkfish solos all of Gold of... Baldo, I love you, buddy, but, no. No. Gligar kind of eh for me, but it's evolution. Goddamn. Yeah, shame it's not on here. I like Gligar though. Gligar's cute. I like bats. The, is it? I would put it with Crobat. I like its design a bit more than Crobat too. Let's see. I created a bad opinion. Next thing, Voldo's gonna come and say, "Yo, Magikarp, take on all the starters and win." One of my boys. We got one of your boys come up. Is it Steelix? How'd you know? I had a feeling, Voldo. Steelix I liked. Steelix was cool. When I saw that thing, I got excited because I was like, is this how they're referencing the Crystal Onyx in that one episode? It wasn't, but still. Let me allow the message. I like Steelix. I did use Steelix on my team before. Again, it was slow, so I didn't use it as much as the rest of my team members, but I did use it, and I do like Steelix. I like Steelix way more than Onyx. This gets an A. It's not quite an S for me, but it is an A. I like its design a bit more than them. Like there. It's one of the reasons Steel is one of my favorite types. Steel is great. Steel's really strong. My favorite of the newest Pokemon's Tinkaton. Tinkaton Smash All. When I heard the new DLC coming out, the Indigo Disc, I heard it's really, really hard battle-wise, and I'm sitting here like, my Tinkaton's level 100. I used all the training thing to get its IVs maxed and everything. I'm ready. Tinkaton Smash All. I don't care. Just Tinkaton. That's my answer for everything. I love that Pokemon so much. Next up, we have Schnubble. I can hear the voice that thing, Rosa, like Schnubbable. This thing is basically just, Ma, we got a weird fucking cat out here. Except dog version. I love it, but I also dislike it at the same time, design-wise. It's just, it's weird, but it's like, but it's also like, along with Growlithe being for the Officer Jenny, these things were with the police force, and what was it, Alola? Wasn't it the Snubble there? And they had like a little statue of it in a police officer hat. It's not sure if that's the cat Blink. I love that video so much, it's so good. Usefulness, I did use Snubble and Granbull to a bit. Those were some of the normal ones I did use. I'll give Snubble a B. It's not terrible. And then I will, its evolution Granbull, which is a little cooler looking, I will also give a B, but a higher B. We'll go here with it. And then next up we have a Quillfish. Meh, fish. It's better than Magikarp, but E. That's all I have to say about that. It didn't evolve there, I guess. I like its variant form. Yeah, the variant things are cool. Next up, we have one that everybody loves. Scizor. I love Scizor, love the design. Never got to use. Because I couldn't trade. But I've used it in other gens, so I'm gonna go off that. Scizor gets... You know what? Because I don't use bugs very much, I was gonna put it in A, but just design alone, I say it should be S. I'm gonna put low S only because I didn't really use it super much like the others, but I know it's good, so it's gonna go in S. Yeah, it is cool. It gets S. And it's one of the better bugs in my opinion. Also the steel typing. Next up, we have the don't fuckle with the shuckle. I hate this thing. I do. It's just, it was so obnoxious to fight this stupid thing. I hate it, but it was good, but I hate it. It's so slow. That's why I didn't like it, but it was... I have mixed feelings of Shuckle. I'm going to put Shuckle low because I can't stand its design and it annoyed me, but it doesn't deserve to be E and F because it was actually beefy, so it's going in D. Silly little annoying thing. Power swap Bibi. Oh my gosh. It was It took forever. It took forever to take that thing out. Next up, we have Heracross, which I did use Heracross a little bit too. Heracross is a cool looking bug type. I do like Heracross. It could hurt. It did good damage. It's not as high as Scizor, I will say that. But I will put Heracross in B tier. I do like Heracross. I like the look of Heracross. And the Mega Evolution, yee. Friend. They're all friends to a degree. Next up, Zemi, if you're still there, at least lurking. Sneasel. I like Sneasel. I did use Sneasel. I use Sneasel a lot. It's a shame its evolution isn't in, again, this gen. But I did use Sneasel a lot. And I think... Was it a dual type in here, or was it pure ice at this time? I'm not sure. Because I think... Did dual typing begin here? Was there dual typing in this gen? Yeah, okay, there was. Alright, cool. I'm just making sure. Like I said, sometimes trying to remember where what came in is hard. Sneasel has better character appeal than Meowth. I don't know. Meowth's an OG. You can't beat that sassy New York accent. Sneasel is an S though. I do like Sneasel. I use Sneasel a lot. So there you go, Zemi. Sneasel is an S tier. I actually was planning to put Sneasel up there. I do use Sneasel. And one of the Pokemon I will get to Mount Silver to find this. Yeah. It's like a shame. A lot of my favorites too, well, you'll see coming up, were late game. And it's like, I hate late game Pokemon for the fact that you don't get to play with them much, because then it's like, unless you do like post-game content or hunt things. That's why I'm glad the newer games have more to do after you complete the main game, because it's like you don't really get to play with some of the Pokemon much. It's like, okay, cool, I got them, oh well. Same with the legendaries. It's like you never really get to use them or take advantage of them because you catch them at the very, very end, and they're either like too low to go with you to the league, or you just already have a better team. I wish that with legendaries they started implementing some earlier. Like, you can have a final boss legendary, but then have more things to do after that's the level or something so you can use it. But have some lower level ones and implement them throughout the whole game, I feel would be better. Kind of like what they did, I guess, with, well, you really couldn't battle with it. I was gonna say, like, Violet, with the one you ride, Miraidon and stuff, but, Miraidon, I should say, but, eh. And next up, we have Baby. Teddy Ursa! I mean, this is us. It's teddy bear, and it's adorable and cute, and I use this thing a lot. A slightly bad opinion now. Uh-oh. This is us. I did use Teddy Ursa a lot, and I used Ursaring a lot. They were also in my team a lot. I love the design. Super cool. Big bear. S. You think of a bad debate, all Pokemon versus Goku. All Pokemon versus Goku. I still think Goku might win that, though. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. It would be interesting, but I still feel like Goku would somehow win that. It's a whole different thing. Next up, we have Slugma. I didn't really use Slugma and Magcargo very much. They were cool. I used them a little bit. But I mean, they were okay fire types. They were slower, so I didn't use them for mainly that purpose, where there were others that could be faster, which we will come up to. Design-wise, I don't mind it. I mean, it's lava. It's a lava slug. I give it a B. I put the Snubble over these two. Same with this. Next up, we have the next in the line, Magcargo. Same thing. It could be pretty strong. Just wasn't my playstyle, but I recognize that, and it wasn't a bad design, so again, I will put this in B next to Slugma. Lava Slug, you say? Give this. Oh my god, give it a shell. Oh no, you're funny. Next up, we have Swinub. I did use Swinub and Piloswine. Same amount as like Slugma and Magcargo. Swinub's so cute though. Swinub is just this little derpy thing. I like the design. I'm also going to give it B. I like the design a bit more. And again, same with Piloswine. Little pig, like ancient piggy. I will give it B tier. Next up, Corsola. Alright, anyone use Corsola? I want to know. I did a little, but I didn't really care for Corsola. I didn't find it super useful, personally. But I know it could be strong, kinda, because the rock attacks the water. But, maybe a little? You used Corsola? What do you think of Corsola, Zumi? I'm curious. It was just cute, but I had other favorites. Yeah, Corsola is not ugly by any means or anything, so it's not low. It's definitely not a low tier. I would give it a C, because it just didn't appeal to me much. Didn't use it super much. It was okay. I like that its evolution, I think it's the evolution. Yeah, like ghost typing is kind of neat. There. It's cuter than those ones. Oh, the evolution on this one is sad. Yeah. D tier? I give it at least C. Just for some of the skills. I need to take a drink. Yeah, it becomes a ghost type in a saddest way. The Pokédex entries, man. Pokédex, like, lore and stuff in general is, like, creepy. Not even the Pokédex. I mean, dude, one of my favorite lore bits in Pokemon is an X with the ghost girl, where you go... That thing freaked me out, because I found that before I learned about the story to it. Went up, because I'm someone that I go in every house I can in a city or a town, because I know I can check trash, get items, talk to NPCs, get stuff. I'm very thorough. I went up the elevator to that top floor, and all of a sudden there was no sound. My screen started to flicker off and on, and then like this character appeared, came up, goes, "You're not the one," just does it and exits, and my like what the heck was that? How does Corsola get C but Togepi? Usefulness. The old Chateau and Diamond Pearl. Yeah, I got to go in there in the remake. There's some really cool stuff. I also know that you can find the ghost girl in a hotel saying like something about not the one. You can hear from the other side of like the wall. And if you go to the train station in X2 in the one spot, and because it talks about the train station, if you go behind, there's a billboard and you can see like there's dialogue written on it. There's like a whole thing to it. I would use Togetic a lot, very useful at least. Yeah, Togetic got more useful later on when the fairy typings came into play as well. When it was just normal, it wasn't terrible, but it got better. Next up, we have Remoraid. Fish. Meh. I liked its evolution more. The evolution was better. To me, this is just another fish, but it's not. It's D. It wasn't useless, but it's cuter than Shuckle. I'm gonna be real. But Octillery, though, I like the fact it's just a pistol. I didn't really notice that that's what its design was. I like Octillery, though. Another absurd Pokemon debate. Who do you think will enjoy listen to? I don't know how, but they found me the most. Oh, what? You're just bringing it up because I like that band. It's a good band. Because Octillery was good. I actually used Octillery on my team a bit. I liked its attacks. It was nice to use. I will give Octillery... But look-wise, I will give it a C. I won't give it, like, a B. Because I didn't use it super much. It's your new favorite band? Nice. Next up we have Delibird. Delibird is cute. Didn't use it much. The presence sometimes could be annoying or helpful or obstructive. Hello, Oreo-san. Welcome in. Thank you for using that alert. We're ranking Gen 2 Pokemon. Well, I'm ranking them according to my silly opinion, which is look and usefulness on how I play, but I'm a casual player, so if any of these are good competitive-wise and they're low, yeah, it's just my silly opinion. It's a great little troll use. Yeah. It's cute, so I want to give it higher, but I don't find it super useful, but it's not D. I'm going to put it in C. It is more useful than them. Delibird, cute-wise, I can go here. Next up we have, is it Mantine? I think how you pronounce it. I forget how to pronounce the thing. I didn't really use this thing. This thing was more obnoxious to constantly run into, to be honest. So I don't know how great of use it is. I would catch it to fill a dex and that was it. I never really bothered. I can hear the noise it makes in my head though, because I ran into it so much. So for me it's a D. It might be better than these, but just vibes. I love how head empty this Pokemon looks. Yeah, there's a few Pokemon that are like head empty looking. I see Quagsire and Wobbuffet. Next up we have Skarmory. I always loved this thing. This thing's design is sick. I would always try to catch it, but again, it was always a late game thing. Oh, here's one I used frequently in Silver. I like Skarmory. I did use it a couple times. It wasn't my go-to all the time, but I did use it. It was useful. This does get an S tier, because, again, use it a couple times. It's really cool looking. One of the original Medices in competitive, because goddamn trying to knock it out. Oh, was it that good in competitive? That's awesome. It's always interesting to find out which Pokemon I like that were good in competitive, but I would never use them the right way. Because like I said, me playing the game was, is this move super effective? Does it bonk? I use that move. Let me refresh the music real quick. There we go. The spikes, I mean, I hated spikes. I should have used those type of moves more, but I didn't, and I just suffered with them, burst them instead. Next up, we have Houndour. Here's my fire type. If I didn't have like Typhlosion, I used Houndour and Houndoom. I love them. A lot of resistances. Oh, the Skarmory, yeah. Steel type was scary back then because there wasn't, I don't think there was super much you could do versus now. Maybe, I don't know. There's like some typings were scarier when they first came out versus now. And here's one that still makes me go, how did they get away with this in the best way? I love them. I love their design. This is an S. I used Houndour a lot. And Houndoom. I mean, look at it. Look how cool this Devil Dog Pokemon. I love it. Houndoom's sick. Mega Evolution's sick. Houndoom is S. Houndoom is a little bit cooler than these two, I'm not gonna lie. That in my team always. The Mega is insane. Yeah, S rank easy. Use them all the time. Super useful. It was like I would go between Houndoom and Ninetales. Next up we have Kingdra. I love Kingdra. I love, as you know, last gen tier list we did, I put Horsey and Seadra an S because I like them. I didn't get to use them much, unfortunately, because of when you catch them, but I love them, and Kingdra is no exception. I've used it a few times, didn't get it very often because when you get it, but it is an S. I like Kingdra. The 8th gem, yeah. Man, what you had to do that to get around the gym first place, then fight. The fight was a pain. And then you didn't win because you had to go in the back. You had to get Whirlpool. You had to go surf to the back to find Claire. It was a whole thing. That whole zone was a whole thing. The cave to even get there, that stupid ice slide puzzle. I swear I hated that with my being. It was a pain to fight, yeah. But that ice slide puzzle, I think that was the most annoying thing in the game to me. Oh gosh. I can't. Wait, I just realized I think I'm missing a Pokemon here. Oh no, there it is. I see it. Okay, I was like, where is it? Because I was thinking pain, and you'll know what I mean when I get to it, but who remembers the ice caves and doing the slides? I had to have a guide because I literally would get lost in the caves in the past. They were harder to navigate than they are now. They're more linear now. Next up we have Fanpy. I've used Fanpy and Donphan a couple times. So cute. So cute. But it's not an S for me. Fanpy gets a B, which is probably going to shock some people because I know Fanpy and Donphan are some big liked ones. You still have a mega guide for gold and silver? I had the guide. I don't have anymore, but I did have the guide for it. I would refer to that thing a lot to know how to get through caves. And then Donphan. I used it. Strong. Really good Pokemon. I'm not thrilled with the look myself, but I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's not ugly or anything. It's just, it's not my favorite. I'm giving it a high rank because it is a strong Pokemon. It's a good Pokemon. But it's like here for me. Next up, we have Porygon 2. I think this is 2. Pretty sure this is 2. I get confused between the Z and the 2. I like Porygon's design. I just never really use Porygon. It's alright, but eh. But I like Porygon 2's look. My favorite normal type line. Oh, really? Yeah, Porygon's cool. The concept is cool. The design is cool. I just didn't really use them very much. But so that gives it a B. But I like how it looks. It looks like one of those duck things. One of my faves, actually. Oh, mostly because of his Pokedex entries. Yeah. The second one, though, to me, the way its head is, it reminds me of those birds you would put on drinks that would just, like, dip their beaks in and go back. Those little things. Because it was a creature made out of code and it got weird and I love it. Yeah. I just wish there was more to them for me to use them more. But I do like the, you know, it'd be cool as we go further more Pokemon games. Maybe there'll be more further evolutions with it. They can get wild, and I hope they do. It's one of the best kind of odd. You know what would be neat? This is just me with my weird ideas. If they ever did like a fusion thing, cause like fuse two Pokemon together, to use Porygon, cause that would be like the best one for it. And then maybe Zygarde. It would have to be those type of Pokemon though, because it's the only one with the way to how they are that would make sense for a fusion. But you imagine like a Zygarde Porygon fusion, it'd be wacky. Hello, Bonnie. Best kind of odd because it's unique, and that 2 and Z are competitively used. Ah, okay. It's always interesting to see what's used in competitive. I don't even know what's the newest like competitive like main Pokemon are right now. Next up we have Stantler. I had it for a little bit on a team. One's just because I needed a Pokemon, but it's there. Doesn't thrill me design wise. It's a D tier. I just like how they made him to explore space, but he couldn't fly. It's been a running theme that he's man-made but disappointing. That makes me feel bad for it now. Poor thing. That's why I ended up in the game square. And next up we have Smear. I wanted to use Smeargle more than I did. This is one of my favorite Pokemon designs. I love Smeargle. But like I just never found him super useful to keep on my team, but I love the little artist. Look at him, he's cute. I love him a lot. It's such a cool concept. And him, and then the new I forgot its name. I'm still getting used to the newer one's name. The one with the paints with the berries with its fingers that's like an eye. I love that thing. Grafai. Yeah, Smeargle and like Grafai. I love them both. You can do some funky combos. Loved him in the games Annoying and Pokemon Go. Oh man, I wish I could play Pokemon Go. My phone is so old. I need to get a new one so bad. It don't run it anymore. It's so upsetting. And I finally, I think, found my first shiny too. But I really shouldn't put it this high because it wasn't useful for me, but I'm gonna do a little breaky roly thing and putting it in A because I absolutely adore this design like to death. It's so cute. I love Smeargle. Next up we have, let's hope I say this right, is it Tyrogue? Is that how you pronounce it? Or is it like Tyroger? I always forget how to say it. Another baby Pokemon. Again, I wasn't thrilled with the baby Pokemon super much. It was just there in my party until I could level it up into one of the 3. Tyrogue? Okay, cool. Thank you. So, it's an E. Maybe it's useful, but eh. It was kind of weird design-wise too. And then Hitmontop. I liked Hitmontop. I have used all the different Evos for Tyrogue, Hitmontop, Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan. My favorite is still Hitmonchan, but I did like Hitmontop a lot. It was fast. I will put Hitmontop in B. I didn't always use it, but it wasn't bad. I like also the fact it has like 3 potential evolutions. It's still neat. Yeah, it was cool in that, but again, I just didn't really care much for the baby of a Pokemon. Speaking of, we got Smoochum. That sassy stance though. Yeah, I don't like Smoochum. I'm sorry. It's an F. I like it. I like Igglybuff a bit more. I don't know. Next up we have Elekid. Okay, these are the baby Pokemon I did kind of think were cute and did like. I like Elekid. Agreeable. Yeah, I do like Elekid. It's gonna be probably up with Togepi too, though, because again, it's just a baby Pokemon, but it's the better baby Pokemon. So Elekid's gonna be up here. Also, same with Elekid, design-wise and everything. Magby. I like Magby. To the entire line slaps for you. Yeah, I love Electabuzz line. I like Magmar. I like those. Yes, even though Magmar is technically Butthead, I love them. So, Magby will also be up with Elekid, Togepi. That's where it fits. Next up we have, hey, here's some PTSD for everyone. We got Miltank. Oh boy, Whitney. I'll be honest, Whitney wasn't terrible. I didn't find her that bad. It all depended on what my party was that made it hard. If I had the speed and the right Pokemon, it was fine. But if I didn't, it was a slog. Hello, take my lantern, welcome in. I didn't like using Miltank. It's like, there's my Miltank is this little cute cow thing, and then there's the gym leader's Miltank that is like beefed up and strong for some reason, and it's like, why can't you be like that one? I could not get mine to be that strong, but I didn't use it much. Design's okay, it's cute, but I hated facing it. I have to give it at least a B because that thing was strong. It was strong. It's like Fortress. Hate facing them. Didn't like to use them. Designs are okay. It's cuter than them, but... Rawr! Hello, Icarus. Welcome in. We're ranking Gen 2 Pokemon. And this is, again, is my opinion. If any of you like some of these more, think the rank should be different, let me know what you think the rank should be. I want to hear your thoughts. Next up, we're getting on our last line. We have Blissey. Another tanky Pokemon. My sub didn't go off? I didn't hear it. I didn't see. It's not in my notes. I don't know why. Oh, there's your badge. Okay. Oh, thank you for the sub then. I don't know why it didn't go. The alert didn't go off. That's weird. Maybe Streamlabs is having an issue. Oh gosh. Thank you, Sammy. 100% correct, probably. No, thank you. But thank you. Thank you, Take My Lantern, for the sub. But yeah, Blissey. Blissey is cute. Sneasel is S tier. Yeah, I use Sneasel, Zemi. Sneasel's good. I like Sneasel. So yes, S tier. This thing was a beast to tank. I didn't bother really using it much because it was a pain to evolve. Design-wise, it's kind of neat. I like the little angelic look to it. But it's a B. Blissey greater than Miltank. Okay. Look-wise, I have no say, so I'll up that one for you. They're about even for me and B. Oh god, yes, they were annoying to kill. Yeah, all the tanky ones are annoying. Next up, we're getting into the legendaries. We got our dogs. Or are they cats? The game called them dogs, so I'm calling them dogs even though some of them look like cats. We have Raikou, the lightning one. And might I add, these things were obnoxious to capture because you had to like do something to make them stay there or use a Master Ball or they just ran. Beasts, but we know they're dogs, yeah. Oh gosh. Raikou's cool. It's not my favorite of the 3. I did use all of them because I always like to at least try and use the legendaries at some point, but I don't like keeping them in my team. I like trying to make a good team without using legendaries. that dog reference. Ads, yeah, sorry, 100%. But yeah, Raikou is not my favorite. I will give Raikou an A though, because it's not bad, it's solid. Put it Raikou here. And then we have Entei. Pokemon Ranger was banger. I want to play one of those. I never got to. Those look fun. Same with what's the one where you get to be the Pokemons? The one where you take a little quiz. Pokemon. I can't think of the name right now. This is it, boys. This is the one that is important. Entei? You like Entei, huh? Entei's cool. I remember the movie where it was the dad. The dad was Entei. Or Entei was posing as the dad. That was an interesting movie. The third movie was something. With the unknown and all that. Entei is the legendary fire dog. I like Entei's design way more than Raikou. I liked using it more than Raikou. It is also an A rank. I would say it's about here. The first legendary in Pokemon Go I was so excited. That's awesome. My first legendary in Go was I can't think of the name right now. It's gonna bother me. It's the whale legendary, and it's gonna bother me. I can't think of the name right now. It's only when I stream, I swear. It's like, if I'm offline, I'll be able to like, snap, there it is. I got it right off the tip of my tongue and I said it, but not here. No. You are S tier. Zemi is S tier. My dad is an S tier. Everyone is an S tier. You're S tier. You're breathtaking. And then next, we have my favorite of the dogs, Suicune. I love Suicune's design. We're not gonna talk about their past and future versions of these Pokemon. Oh gosh. Scarlet and Violet's version, I appreciate the dinosaur stuff. Some of them weren't too terrible looking, but it's just weird. Like, I didn't think it was terrible, it's just weird. If it was a standalone Pokemon, I feel like it would have been cooler, but the fact they took this dog and then made it a raptor is why it's weird. Lugia is literally breathtaking. Lugia is cool. Greater than White and Black. I don't see Volta. I haven't played White and Black, so I can't tell you that. I want to though. Those are the ones I want to try the most. But Suicune gets an S because it is my favorite of the legendary dog trio. And I will say it was about here. I haven't played Violet and Scarlet. Is it fun? I like them. So it can be buggy, I'll be honest, but I like them a lot. I like the open world. I like that you can do things in any order you want. I enjoy them thoroughly. I think it's worth checking out. Some people were skeptical until they played them. If you can borrow the game, I would say that's the best way if you're unsure. Always borrow if you're unsure, but I like them a lot. Why is Suicune higher than my dad? Because Suicune's cooler. That is not a pun because it's like ice typing, or is it like, it's like water icing. Yeah. Entei deserves S. I think Entei is an A. It's not quite S for me. It's close. I like Suicune, alright? Next we have my other favorite line. This one's gonna be up here with Feraligatr. These were my others. These were my other boys. We've got Larvitar, S. Go next to Totodile, where you belong. I love this line so much. Except for Pupitar. I don't really like Pupitar's design. I understand it. It's the cocoon. It's A, just, that's the only one that's going to be thrown into A because, or you know what, no, we'll put it with Crokinole. The middle, we don't talk about the middle evolution. Actually, it needs to be lower than all those. Put these two down here. Sandstorm everywhere. I didn't really use it for Sandstorm. I used them for, I think I had, did my Tranitar, could it learn Surf? It knew something weird. It had an Earthquake on it, that's for sure. But Tranitar, this thing, I love it. This is one of my favorite Pokemon. S. Go up next to Feraligatr where you belong. These right here, my babies. Actually, this like, up to Ampharos. These ones are like my main. I kind of love his real world inspiration for that. It's just kind of wild. Yeah. I question this tier list. I have questionable taste. Yeah, I'll admit it. Next up, we have Lugia. Interesting fact, and I know like some of you were like, Lugia's really pretty and all that. I liked Ho-Oh a bit more, design-wise. However, I used Lugia more. I felt Lugia was better, stronger, more useful. Oh, what a legendary for me. Nostalgia. Yeah. I hated you had to pick one or the other, though, but I liked that both were in the game. You just had to choose which one you wanted to go get. I do give Lugia S. Because I did use it a lot. It was on my team a lot, and it is cool. It's just not my favorite of the two. Silver version and Pokemon 2000, yeah. And then next up we have... Oh, wasn't it in Gold too? I thought both were in there. For some reason, or is it because I played Crystal that I'm thinking there was both in them? Because I remembered you had to pick if you wanted to go to the cave or the tower. Plus its song, yeah, the song is so pretty. I loved the whole soundtrack to Pokemon the movie 2000 was just great. I loved it. Both are in there? Okay, yeah, I thought so. I liked that. And then Ho-Oh. Episode 1, we saw Ho-Oh, and a lot of my friends thought its name was Spectrum, and that was what the name of the Pokemon was going to be because of the rainbow stuff. It's above Lugia in look, but Lugia is definitely more useful. Where did I place Cubone? That was in last week's tier list. I did Gen 1. I'm going by the gens. I know Cubone had a high rank. I think it was in A. Because because Cubone is adorable. But it wasn't on my team super awesome often, so it wasn't quite S. One you didn't later at much higher level, but you got the one you didn't later at much higher level. Which one? Oh, you were forced to the legendary based on which version? This is true. Probably. And then lastly, we have little Celebi. I never got to use Celebi because I didn't have the whatever was needed to get the thing in Elix Forest to spawn it, or wasn't it an event or something? But I'll keep the follow. You got lucky. Oh, I'm glad. Celebi's cute. Didn't use it much. It looks like the little bit of garlic. I'm not gonna lie. But in terms of like mystic Pokemon, like Mew is like S. Celebi is, I'm gonna be honest, and this might make some people upset, it's C. I didn't really care for Celebi. It's alright. But Time Power, so I mean in the anime, yeah, it's cool. In the game, it's there. I caught it for the dex. The forbidden food, yeah, the forbidden garlic. But yeah. Here's the Gen 2 tier list. I'm going to remember to take a screenshot this time. I forgot to with Gen 1, but the VOD is up. If anyone wants to go back and see where their Gen 1 favorites landed. I will be continuing this next week with Gen 3. We're doing them all. We're going to go through all of them, and then I plan to finish it up with the gym leaders and the league. Like my favorite of the gym leaders and the league's trainers. So be ready for that. I already gave a sneak peek on who's going to be high in that. I might have a thing for Drayden. I can't help it. Thank you. I think that's the first time someone used that routine. I kind of had a bit liking for the Wishmaker Legendary than Celebi. It's interesting. I can't wait to do them more in the gens. I don't know as much as the later gens as these ones, but this is only one generation. Yeah, Gen 1 there's 151. This is like, was it 152 to 251? Was it? Yeah. So there's a lot. There's a lot. There's over 1,000 some Pokemon, Baldo. We're going through them all. But thank you everyone who stopped by. Let me get the music off. And then let me swap to just chatting. Next stream will be Friday. We're gonna continue with Persona 4 Golden, because I gotta, which is fun. Which has I'll go catch the Persona. We went from Pokemon to capturing Personas. So I gotta go catch more teammates. So that'll be fun. That will be at 3 p.m. Eastern on Friday. So be sure to check it out. Again, I have a Discord. If you type in !Discord or in the About section where you can see me post things, I might post some random stuff sometimes. Feel free to join in. You can give me game suggestions. I have a Twitter. I have a YouTube. I even have a TikTok, though I have been kind of slacking posting like clips there. So feel free to check all those out. In the About section, I have a throne, everything. Gotta plug things because I forget to. One day I might try multi-streaming to YouTube. We'll see, because it's allowed now. But I'm always nervous because they still have some rules with that. But we'll see. Great stream. Thank you, thank you. Let's do a raid, because I definitely need to go and give some support. I always like to do so. Let's see who is live. Let me make sure they're not almost ending their stream like I did last time. Okay, good. They're just starting. They're just starting. We're gonna go and raid Beatrice, who is playing the Hunter Call of the Wild. Beatrice had made a couple of my emotes, like the hello and the pog emote are by Beatrice. Super adorable bear, cozy bear streamer. Let me type this in. Beatrice Alfburn. I will see you all at Beatrice's stream. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And bye-bye. Yippee!